good afternoon, or whenever you're watching this video. In today's video, you are learning about the scientific revolution. So you should have your scientific revolution notes, which I believe are 1A. So make sure you grab those, put your first and last name and your period on your paper. All right, today's learning target says the student will be able to describe how the scientific revolution changed the world. So at the completely end of this lesson, I'm going to ask you that question. But at the end of just this portion, I want you to be able to tell me, how did the heliocentric theory of the universe differ from the geocentric theory? Now, I know you're like, what are those things? We're going to talk about them, but make sure you're able to tell the difference between heliocentric and geocentric. So in this picture here, he has Earth at the center and then all of the planets, including the sun, orbiting the Earth. How does that differ from our current view? Hopefully you said that instead of the Earth being the center of the universe, the sun is the center of the universe. What the scientific revolution simply is a new way of thinking about the physical world using reason, logic, and theory testing, which led to modern science. Now, keep in mind the scientific revolution is happening right around the time of the Renaissance, when new ideas are being rebirthed, art is changing, people are thinking outside the box. And of course, there's this religious movement called the Reformation happening, where people are thinking differently about God and salvation. So again, the church believed that the church believed that the earth was the center of the universe. So what that means is a geocentric viewpoint, meaning geo meaning earth, centric meaning center, earth at the center of the universe. Copernicus began researching in 1492, and like Columbus, Copernicus believed the earth was round. So, after 25 years of research, he determined that the stars, the earth, and the planets all revolved around the sun, which is a heliocentric view. Helio meaning sun, centric meaning center, heliocentric. He was so afraid of being persecuted, excommunicated, imprisoned, or possibly killed, he published his work on this right before his death, which is titled On the Revolutions of the Heavenly Bodies. Most experts believe that Copernicus was wrong, but Johannes Kepler, who was the assistant to another major scientist, was able to calculate that Copernicus was correct. And he was able to show that the planets move in ellipticals rather than circles around the sun. Kepler proved Copernicus's assertions that Earth wasn't the center of the universe, and he also discovered that the planets moved in ellipses rather than circles, and they move at different speeds. Unlike Copernicus, Kepler was Protestant, and he lived in the Protestant north of Europe. Therefore, he didn't have to fear excommunication or trial from the Catholic Church. In 1609, Galileo Galilei built his own telescope and discovered moons circling other planets. Because there are moons that revolve around Jupiter, not all heavenly bodies revolve around the Earth, and some planets, like Venus, could revolve around the sun. Now, Galileo was a Catholic, and he attempted to get the church to agree to him writing his book, The Dialogue Concerning the Two Chief World Systems. And he published it in 1632 with Pope Urban VIII's permission. However, he had to include arguments for and against heliocentrism, and he had to include the Pope's thoughts and views. So what Galileo did was he had two characters. Basically, one is Galileo, and the other one is a person he calls Simplicus. Simplicus meaning simple-minded, or AKA stupid. And he made him look dumb, presenting his views on geocentrism. His book gets published and quickly gets banned, and Galileo went to trial and he was forced to recant and take back all of his statements. Q&A. How did the heliocentric theory of the universe differ from the geocentric theory of the universe?